Good morning. It's like 7:10 in the morning. It's a beautiful Monday. I've been thinking about the big move to Russia and don't want it to be a surprise to anybody. I've been planning it, talking about it, doing research on properties and lands. My Russian passport, I'm actually a citizen from the city I want to move to. And in that city, they're giving away land to the citizens that are from there. And of course, land is a little bit cheaper than America, but it's not free as well. If you are a citizen, though, from what I understand, they give you about a couple acres for free. So the opportunity out there is growing. They had the Olympics, Sochi, Russia, a few years ago, 4 years ago, and they've really remodeled the beaches. They've added a lot of tourist attractions and great landscaping, cleaning up. The beaches used to be very rocky. Now they have a bunch of sand. The president himself, he's moved out there. He lives there. And the plan is to keep growing, specifically Sochi, Russia. Very touristic attraction, very nice, very great climate. The weather's fantastic. It's getting pricier and more and more expensive. The traveling's getting a little bit cheaper now. I feel like with things are getting better. Bottom line, what I wanted to touch bases on, for my records at least. I don't know if anybody even watches these videos. Just so there's no surprises of what's going on in my life. Because like my father, he ended up passing away when I was 15, and I'm still looking for answers. I'm like, what is going on? Like, man, this man. So I can a little bit understand his frustration and why things weren't working out the way they should be. And it's all together. It's just relationships, it's business, it's the system, the government, the motives, the passions. They weren't maybe on the same track, or they weren't aligned maybe the same way as mine are, with the Christian background raisings. I'm not saying my dad wasn't a Christian, but he had a little bit of a different raising than I am, that I had. So, bottom line, my whole approach to this life is, how can I help? How can I give back? That's a fact. My whole thing at the moment, being already in this house for 8 years, in the situation it's in, wanting to really indulge with this marijuana cannabis industry, understanding the value of this plant, and knowing that, man, you can make 6-digit figures legally with this economy at the moment, at the rate, at the price this beautiful marijuana is being sold at to patients that really need it, that really, really work good with it. Allows you to make 6 digits out of your garage. So farmer to do that with tomatoes or strawberries, that's not possible. So I do understand regulations come in. I do understand the quality control comes in. You want to make sure people are doing it, growing it the right way. There's a few things that come into place, come into effect. That, of course, me as a human that's been in this industry for a few years, understand what it takes. This industry growing, and sooner than later will be becoming an educational, like an edu. This is gonna be education built around this. They're gonna be. This isn't your tomato farm. This isn't your small little drip system. I mean, this stuff is getting more and more innovative. The drones are coming. The watering technologies right around the corner. The concentrations are getting more and more serious. So the education is going to be one of those things where you're going to get continuous education. You're going to be going on a every year on some kind of update education course to make sure you're doing your things right. With that said, let's say you have your education, or someone like me that's been doing this and knows what they're doing, and there's a test that you can pass and take. Why would we not allow to do business in a residential property, fenced off the right way? Legally have to have guard dogs, legally have to have cameras, legally have to have a sheriff patrol sometime within every like 30 minutes or an hour, giving now sheriffs a job, which of course this is going to be paid for through like an HOA, where it's like a, HOA, home associations, where you're paying a small fee for them to take care of the lawns, the roofs, this and that. So there's ways to work with everything. Obviously, looking at it on a progressive level. Let's make this action happen. Let's bring the taxes into not just the city, not just America. Let's put this commodity, this new currency that gold hasn't been able to back up a dollar since the 70s into effect. I know I'm not preaching to myself. I've had too many conversations at the gym, at a coffee shop, bar, whatever, at my house, in the streets, talking to people, telling them my views, them somewhat trying to grasp it, and I'm not even mad at you. It's a lot to handle. But bottom line for these videos and why I'm moving to my home country, Sochi, and as much as my beautiful mother is so supportive of everything I do, things have gotten a lot better, a lot better. Being that bad marijuana druggy kid from the very beginning, giving up on my father's business, insurance company, basically, gave it away. I never got the money from it. As much as they want to say they gave me the $50,000, I mean, 50,000, what's that? That's nothing. With 50,000, 8 years ago, I should have paid this house off. I've already spent like, what is it, like $8,000 a year times 8 years. I mean, I spent like $50,000 in interest over the 8 years. That's what I've wasted. Is $50,000 in just interest over the 8 years, when things could have been a lot different. And just seeing the way things are playing out, I don't even want to play basketball on this court with these teams out here, if that makes any sense. And I'm not saying it's going to get better in another country, but the only way it's going to get better is, from what I understand and see now, is if you're on the one side. There's only one side. There is the system, the government, the leaders, the rulers, the government people, the hip hop, the musicians, the artists, the higher class. I don't want to put myself like I'm better than you, but bottom line, that is the only way I want to keep living. If I can go straight to the top and not have to worry about somebody pulling my bicycle from my back porch because I left it outside over the night. I don't have to worry about me having my windows 2x4. This is a joke, because I've had people snooping around and actually had people break in the house. And of course, I'm a liar in all situations, but I mean, God have mercy, the bicycle that I just had got stolen 2 days ago from just me putting it out on the porch. So it's a joke. Me living in this situation, I mean, I don't want a lawsuit. I don't want to sue the government for allowing this kid that was in such a tough situation mentally, wanting to get his shit together, living like this. Because there isn't a social worker that checks in, makes sure that things are dialed in and the people are alive and they're not lying, and somebody's not just going to milk that government check. Because there's a lot of things going on that are so shady that we as humans are not even comprehending. So again, I can't be mad at this side because I understand it now. Am I frustrated? I'm getting a lot better with learning how to deal with these issues, and I know business is only going to grow. Stresses and problems, they only get bigger. Do we push the red button or we not? Do we keep that zoo? Do we keep those buildings? Do we keep that island? Do we build this? Do we build that or not? Big decisions. And those are the kind of visions that I want to be with. So anyways, long story short, I am moving to Sochi. I gave you all a little bit of a glimpse of what I wanted to say. And I'm naked. Hopefully I didn't flash anybody on accident. Just waking up in this morning, beautiful morning, and wanted to touch bases of why I'm leaving, why I'm a little bit frustrated. And I'm going to, of course, continue these videos. And I've got a few stories I want to cover when I'll be writing. Well, I might not be writing this book because that takes a lot of time, but somebody that's going to be working on my biography. And people out there like to read and get nosy in people's businesses. For me, man, I'm not one of those biography kind of reader people. I mean, even in general, even the newspaper. I want the bulletins. I want to know what's up. Give me the meat on the bones, or give me the meat without the bones, and AB plus C equals D. So that's the kind of motive I want. I want to get things done. I don't want to just talk about it. I don't want this drama bullshit. I'm tired of, no disrespect, humans. There's no disrespect because I don't want to put myself above anybody. We all work at our own levels. We can all push ourselves however we want to push ourselves. You got to start somewhere. You can't just pick up a 10-pound dumbbell and start playing around with it like it's a 2-pound dumbbell. If that makes any sense. So you got to start at a 5-pound dumbbell. That's already going to be hard. Work down to a 3-pound dumbbell. Work and get that exercise in, those high reps. Then you want to go down to like a 1-pound dumbbell. Work that again because you want to stress and get that pump. And then go back to like a 10-pound dumbbell. Hit that a little bit harder because you already got the pump. You already got the stress. It's not even that big. And that's another thing. With me, seeing my results and seeing how people look in these gyms and seeing what this world is going to with drinking and health-wise, and oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It's only going to get better. It is only going to get better because we want better. We want better, 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 better. But we don't want a bunch of water weight. We don't want our livers getting ruined. I mean, God have mercy. The stomachs, the livers, the health, the bipolarness, the mood swings. There's so many effects that you have from stuff that you're intaking. From even candy. I mean, I'm not saying candy's bad, but too much chocolate. So anyways, I'm not saying, do your pre-workout gains lightly. I'm not saying none of that stuff's actually healthy. It's really all not good at all. But anyways, it's like cigarettes back in the 20s. They were giving that away until finally they realized, oh my gosh, cigarettes is changing the world. Somebody like me that had a breakdown 8 years ago from steroid over-the-counter, not FDA-approved trend, that kept switching up its name, buying it with a credit card that I don't think I was even 18 years old yet. Them selling it to me. I mean, it was unbelievable. Trying to put on 20, 30, 40 pounds for that basketball court. So I'd have maybe a better chance in a better college or even playing on the court, having a better game. I mean, it's funny what we do to get ahead or think that we are helping each other. At the moment, as you can hear, it's not my energy that's not producing. It's not that I'm not putting in the effort. This is, man, a nonstop. Well, I can't wait for this battle to stop, but this has been like a nonstop feeling for the past few years of I didn't get no business loan in the very beginning to get the lights, to get things dialed in, to understand how everything works. This has been like, man, I bought some lights, 1,000 watts off Craigslist, 4 of them. No, 5 of them. No, 4 of them. Excuse me, 4 of them from this old grower that was retiring, going up in the mountains to grow outdoor. Because he knew this day was coming. There's no money indoor. So anyways, long story short, I buy them for $1,200. $1,200, 4 lights. It was like $300 a light. Plus it came with a few other stuff. Air filter. Fan. anyways, it was worth it. Because back then, 8 years ago, 1,000 watt light with, it had bulbs and everything. The bulb was like 100. The light itself's like $400-500. So that's like a $2,500 setup, $3,000 setup that he gave me for $1,200. So I paid for the lights myself from the very start. The nutrients, there's nutrient lines. I mean, yeah, from what I understand now, you don't really need much. Yes, you need food for the plants, but there's sea green, or it's called Sea Blast from Earth Juice. Sea Blast from Earth Juice. There's Grow, there's Transition, and then there's Bloom. You use Grow to make sure it veges out, get plenty of green. Then you transition it over to the bud as it's getting ready to flower. And then when you turn the lights to 12-12, give it that half night, half light, so it starts blooming and flowering. That's when you start giving it bloom. Simple. With the right soil that's gonna get nice baggy soils. I mean, God have mercy. I'm not gonna lie. I went through a lot of soil. I bought a lot of soil. I had one nutrient line, and I don't remember what line it was, but that line messed things up a little bit because it wasn't organic. So that was another bad thing that I did, was not go all organic from the start. Not understanding that you got nutrient lockups if you go with high concentrates real quick and this and that. So a lot of things that I've been learning, but it wasn't like a 2-3 month or one cycle. A cycle takes about 3 months. It wasn't like a 3 month cycle learning experience, or even like a year or 2 years. This was, well, it wasn't. I'm not. I mean, nothing's fair in life, but I never had a dialed in room. It was always humid inside. I didn't understand how to even work the windows. I mean, now I can open up a window, know what time of day or what time of day it is in the year with humidities and how hot it is and this and that. And I can start pushing flowers. Like, I understand the environment now. Within the first few years, and that's before I even had the electricity that ran through with the 100 and the 220. I couldn't even run 4 lights till about a few years ago. A lot of things that were just not in my favor that I've been not even complaining about, but I've been trying to just work with. And I love my mom so much, and I do love my support. I mean, they all understand my passions, but they don't understand the value of what I'm putting in and what it's going to reap. Because the sowing that I've been doing, I haven't harvested much. And the passion, of course, that I have for this, I want to make sure that there is going to be a return for this passion. Um, I could put my passion back into the gym. I mean, I've been working out in the gym. I'm not saying I'm huge, but this passion in the gym has not given me a good reap yet. I haven't reaped anything. I mean, yes, I'm saving my life with this remodel outside in the backyard, moving clay, making sure there's a retention wall for my neighbor's yard so he doesn't sue me. Make sure the big hole that I dug to get the clay for the retention wall is covered. Make sure the garden is nicely looking in the front and in the back so everything looks decent. And making sure everything is running, water. The fruit trees are greatly pruned and trimmed. I got the tomatoes growing in the front with a few grapevines and strawberries. I'm working. I'm having fun with it. And this is the passion that I've been putting in, that I'm not fully getting that return that I'm looking for. The return that I'm looking for is, well, the $50,000 should have paid the house off, but I mean, that's everybody's wondering what happened to me and where's, because there's so many stories out there. My story is I never had the money up front. The one that owed me, my uncle, the one I gave the insurance company to, it took him like 3-4 years to get his shit together because things were so upside down. By the time he got his money together, I never even heard about the money coming in or even saw it. Mom told me I'm not ratting right now, I'm explaining, that uncle's about to send some money over, and this money is going to be, I don't know, it's not even in my favor. She went off and did something with it. But it was supposed to be both of our projects. But because I went to Vegas that year, 2014, tried to run away, I was like, yo, I don't want to be part of this project and wherever you are going to be doing this. I'm not a rat, but I want to move my money. I want to pay this house off, and I want to live in Vegas. This is 2014. I don't want to live in Sacramento anymore. And that has been the plan ever since. Was paying this house off, getting it remodeled, and was gonna just rent it out. But now the market is up so high. I only owe 50,000 on it, or 58,000 on it, and the market right now, value of this house is easy, not even trying, 200,000, and that's in this rough situation. No floors, needs paint, needs a kitchen, needs a roof, needs a little bit of landscaping. So bottom line, another $20,000 into this house. Now I don't owe 58. Let's say I owe 78. Invest in putting in 20 more $1,000. Now I owe about 78,000, 80,000. Let's round it up. So with the $80,000 ticket now that I owe with the remodel, the comps that are showing this house is 310,000, 300,000 easy. So with a $20,000 remodel now, I'm not selling this house for 200,000. I'm selling this house for 300,000. So putting in 20,000, I'm actually earning. I'm making 100, but I'm profiting 80. Make sense? So, with that said, I've had a lot of people knocking on my doors wanting to pick up this property because a flip on it, even if you're making $20,000-$30,000 profit on a flip, phenomenal deal. You're making money. And with this real estate market and things are going up and it's getting more and more expensive to actually own a property, the foreclosures. There isn't a lot of inventory out here. They're developing a lot more properties outside of the city in Winters and other cities outside of Sacramento. But specifically Sacramento, there's not enough inventory. So investors are picking up houses left and right, and specifically our area. It's getting very developed. Rio Linda, right up the street, just put in a massive Amazon shipping warehouse type of facility out in the middle of the fields, in the ranching farming area where they have all the way down to Rio Linda, right on the river. There's a lot of land, right next to the airport in that area. And then I got McLaren Air Force Base right here. There's a strip to land your planes here. There's a lot of stuff going on specifically in Antelope area, Rio Linda. Not even Citrus Heights. Citrus Heights more towards the center of Sacramento. I'm talking more of Rio Linda, where there's horse property, where there's farming land, where there's the river. You got the I-5. A lot of space. And with the right money, we can put in all kinds of entertainment, all kinds of theme park, roller coaster theme park, biggest mall in the world if we wanted to. Put in a few skyscrapers. The sky's the limit. We have such good weather, such good soil. Anyways, I'm going to cut this video off short, or as long as it is. Hopefully I didn't flash anybody when I was moving the camera around. I am naked. But anyways, few 2 cents of why I want to move to Sochi, what the visions and plans are. I'm not giving up on my city. I can't wait. I've been waiting. I've been wanting to do things. I'm sitting there in the city hall meetings where they're trying to figure things out with the cannabis rules and regulations, and the ones that are in the very middle of it. Not the government that says yes or no, let's do this for the city or not. Because they already said yes, we need the tax money. We need the money for this stuff. We need this industry to grow specifically in Sacramento with the valley, with the weather, with everybody wanting to get into this. With the space, with so much opportunity. And then you have this small little group that is supposed to accept applications, that is supposed to guide people into where to go next, to do what with these permits and laws and this and that. Well, y'all already know the answer. They're definitely not the problem. You are not the problem, Cruz, Devlin.